In this video, we're going to take a look at the latest Kickstarter from Divoom called the Pixoo-64. This is Steve from Restalgia, and let's get started. All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please consider going down below the video, subscribing to the channel, and giving the video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out a lot. In this video, we're just going to really quickly talk about a new product that is coming out from Divoom. If you're not familiar with them, I actually did a video about a year ago on one of their little Bluetooth BitPixel display speakers that they have, and I will leave a link to that in the description down below. But we've got a new product called the Pixoo-64, and essentially it's very much the same thing. However, they do have a couple new features, and this is kind of called a pixel art cloud frame. So I'm not going to really spend a tremendous amount of time or make a really long-winded video. I'm just going to kind of show you guys what it is, and then I will leave you guys some links to their Kickstarter, which ends actually on the 28th of this month. So if you're interested, feel free to go on down and check them out. So let's get this thing right out of the box. First thing in the box, we do get a little instruction manual. This thing's just gonna kind of go over all the details as to what exactly you can do. There's really only a few pages in here that are in English, so instructions are fairly light, really easy to follow, and everything just kind of is nice and simple to use, very user-friendly. So next we're gonna have a relatively long USB-C cable, and that's actually pretty nice that they are running USB-C. Now keep in mind, this device does not have a built-in battery, so you do have to have this thing plugged in at all times in order to use it. I mean, that's not too bad. They do, like I said, give you a fairly long USB-C, which is pretty handy. And then finally, the last thing that we have in the box is the actual Pixoo-64. All right, so here it is. Now this is exactly what it says it is. It's essentially just a frame, and this is going to be a BitPixel display. So it's actually 64 LEDs by 64 LEDs, and it is actually a pretty sweet little display. Kind of allows you to mount it either directly on the wall, but it also does come with a little kickstand, so you can go ahead and pop that in place, and then you can stand the device up just kind of like that, so that way it can stand on a desk or something like that. Aside from that, around the device, there's not really much going on. You've got a power button and a brightness switch. You've got a couple mounts on the bottom for like tripod mounts. Nothing on the other side, and on the top you have an additional tripod mount. So they really kind of give you lots of different options. This is going to be a good device for displaying things, essentially. So if you are wanting to have just like some art kind of going on in the background of your room, that's kind of what it's good for. So looking around at the back of the device here, we do have our USB-C power section, and then we do have a micro SD card. It comes preloaded with an SD card, and that's just so that way you can transfer data, images, whatever it happens to be, over to the device wirelessly, and it'll actually live on the device. So you don't actually have to be linked to anything other than having power connected to it. I'm gonna go ahead and take off the screen protector here, and I'm gonna get this thing powered up and show you guys exactly how it works. All right, so here we are. We do have this thing set up now. Now it does come by default with a bunch of images and pixel art that goes on, but they do actually have an app that you download, and it's just the Divoom app. You can go ahead and grab it, and once everything is connected, you can actually see, I've got it just here on a tablet here. You can go into your settings, you connect it all pretty easily, right through Wi-Fi or through Bluetooth. But essentially you can go ahead and pick any sort of artwork that you like, and we've got a Thanos one right here. So I'll go ahead and click on that, and then I can go ahead and send it right over to the device, and it's off. So you can see that once I press that button, it automatically transfers over there, which is very standard and very similar to all of our other products. You kind of use the same application, you pick your art, you send it over. You can even draw your own art, which is pretty cool. The big difference between this product and any of the others is that they did add some new features, which I'm gonna go ahead and show off, which is something that I actually really like. Okay, so here we are. We can go into kind of what they consider a clock theme, and you can actually choose like social media or video game tickers. So for example, if you want to run YouTube, you can go ahead and go onto YouTube. You can actually select your channel, and it'll display your active subscriber count. It'll give you the time, all of that jazz. And it kind of displays everything in your total view count. So it's really kind of a cool thing to have going on in the background. It's just a nice little desk piece. In addition to that, you can go ahead and set things up like Twitter. You can push that out. It'll give you all the information. You can do like a custom influencer one, where you can select specific types of social media that you want displayed. So in here you can put Twitter, YouTube. I believe you can do like Twitch, you can do maybe Instagram, stuff like that. It's all kind of visible and available right there. So you can go ahead and check all that stuff out. And then of course, obviously in the clock section, you do have things like clocks where you can kind of pick something and it'll display what that is. You've got a bunch of different styles that you can choose from. But then if you're really into things like stocks or something like that, you can go ahead and select that, and you can actually customize this in the sense of choosing what stocks you want displayed and those sort of things. So it's just kind of like a cool little device to have on your desk. And if you're really into these sort of things, then it's a pretty nice little machine. Now, I did mention this is currently on Kickstarter, and I think the price is about 120 bucks US, and you get one of these things. The Kickstarter ends on August 28th, and they've blown way past what their target was, so now they're selling over that. It's guaranteed at this point to completely close and be successful. I know that with Kickstarter, sometimes people are a little bit nervous about whether or not they're going to deliver, but Divoom has done this quite a few times. They've got a number of products out already. So far, they're pretty reputable and very reliable. So definitely pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the product. It is more or less just a pixel grid display. And if you're into these sort of things, it is pretty cool. And like I said, there's a bunch of different features and customizations that you can do. So if this is something you're into, definitely go and check out their Kickstarter. They've already beaten their goal, so this is absolutely going to happen. And that being said, Divoom has been around for a little while. They've made a number of products. So if you're a little bit worried about the whole Kickstarter thing, I wouldn't. They've been successful with many other campaigns and they've delivered on all of them. So it's a pretty secure investment. Definitely, if you're interested, I will leave all the pertinent links in the description down below. But that is pretty much all I've got for you guys. If this is something that you guys are interested in, again, links will be down below. I do want to give a big shout out to Divoom for sending this out to me for review, even though this product hasn't hit the market yet. Pretty cool to be able to get something like this in advance to show you guys before it actually launches, to help you with your decision-making process. So thanks again, Divoom, for sending this out. But that is pretty much all I've got for you guys. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys again real soon.